The wind dragged dust across the empty ranch, rattling the loose boards of the old barn like a tired drum. Evening was falling, and the lonely rancher Caleb Hale stood by the fence watching the last light sink into the hills. He had lived alone for years, speaking more to his horses than to any human soul. Silence was his only companion, and grief was the shadow that followed him everywhere. Then one day the wagon came. It creaked up the dirt road, wheels groaning, 2 men sitting stiffly on the front. In the back, wrapped in a faded shawl, sat a woman. She was large, heavy-set, her face pale with shame and exhaustion. Her eyes stayed lowered, as if the world had long ago decided she was not worth looking at. The men stopped at the gate and climbed down. "This is the widow," one of them said, wiping sweat from his neck. "Town decided she could work here, feed your pigs, clean your muck, better than starving," they said. Caleb frowned. "Town decided," he repeated slowly. The other man laughed harshly. "No one wants her, eats too much, works too slow, husband died, left nothing but debt, she is your problem now." They did not wait for a reply. They shoved a small sack of clothes into the dust and drove off, leaving the woman standing alone by the fence like unwanted cargo. For a long moment Caleb said nothing. The wind stirred her shawl. Finally she spoke, voice trembling. "My name is Martha," she whispered. "I will not cause trouble. I can sleep in the pig shed. I just need a place to work." Caleb studied her carefully. He saw the cracked hands, the swollen feet, the quiet dignity beneath the shame. He had seen cruelty before. He knew what it looked like when the world crushed someone slowly. "You do not sleep with pigs," he said. Her head lifted in confusion. "There is a spare room," he added gruffly. "It is not much, but it is clean." Tears filled her eyes, though she tried to hide them. From that day on, Martha worked at the ranch. She fed the animals, cooked simple meals, mended torn shirts, and slowly, quietly brought life back into the silent house. Her laugh, soft and rare, began to echo in the kitchen. The pigs followed her like children, and even the stubborn mule grew gentle under her hand. But the town did not forget her. Weeks later 3 men rode in. Among them was Sheriff Dalton. "We came for the widow," the sheriff said. "Town says she owes money, she will work it off elsewhere." Martha froze, her hands trembling. She knew what elsewhere meant: another farm, harsher, colder, where kindness did not exist. Caleb stepped forward. "She is working here," he said. "She is not yours," the sheriff replied. "Move aside." For a moment the wind seemed to stop. Caleb's voice was low and steady. "She stays." The men looked at each other, surprised by the quiet rancher's strength. "She eats from my table, works my land, and no one drags her away like an animal again," Caleb said. Silence stretched long and heavy. At last the sheriff spat into the dust. "Fine," he muttered, "keep her, not our burden anymore." They rode away, leaving only fading hoofprints behind. Martha sank onto the porch, shaking. "Why," she whispered, "why would you do that for me?" Caleb looked at the sunset glowing across the hills. "Because," he said quietly, "no one ever stood up for me either." Tears rolled down her cheeks, but this time they were not from shame. They were from something warm, something long forgotten. Belonging. And from that evening on, the lonely ranch was lonely no more.